Hello everybody, welcome. My name is Chef Rob. Boys and girls out there, how are you? I miss you out there. I think it's been February since I was to your library last. No, it was March. We did Irish soda bread muffins for the families. So, hope everybody's good, staying well, and enjoying the beautiful weather. What a run we've had. We're going to make something really delicious today. Really sweet cake batter cookies. You kids that are out there, you always come, we make cupcakes, we make cookies, and then I know I throw that big gigantic ball at you guys, right? So I miss doing that. I'll get you back, okay? We'll go into overtime when we get together again. So let's get started. Let's make some cake batter cookies. If anybody has any questions or comments, please just send them right in, and my son Chris, who's doing the filming, he'll be more than happy to tell me. Okay, even just say hello, please. Okay, everybody, let me start with the dry ingredients. I'm doing a cup and a quarter of the all-purpose flour.
Someone said they miss you too.
Thank you. I miss you. Okay, 1 cup. Make sure it's nice and level. Okay, we've made this, we haven't made this recipe, but we do baking at your library, and I always teach you, make it nice and smooth, just like that. And now, what I'm going to do, the same exact measurements, but I'm using cake batter. You can use cake batter like this, or the funfetti one. I am using this one, or you can even use the white, okay? The vanilla. So, I need 1 1/4 cups of the same amount of the cake mix. You will have some left, so what do you do with the extra? You can make cake batter pancakes out of this. You can also make more of these cookies, because I know you will like them. So, I just want to shake off any excess, but I do want to make sure it is nice and full.
Someone said they love your desserts.
Thanks so much. That's why we all have to do so much exercise, because all my desserts that I've been doing out at the library, all the different libraries, right? So, and I will be doing many more this summer at your library. Okay, so we have our cake batter and we have our flour in here. Now some baking soda, just a 1/2 teaspoon. Baking soda is used in a lot of the cookies because that will let it spread just like that. And I'm going to take a 1/2 teaspoon of the salt. You do want the salt because that will bring out the vanilla and the chocolate flavors in this. Alright, so I am just going to get rid of all that. Just take this little whisk, mix it up really good. This is a recipe that you can either make with your hands or with an electric mixer. Either way would be fine. Okay, so I'm going to leave those dry on the side here. Now I'm going to go over to the wet ingredients. I'm using a larger bowl because everything will get combined in here. So I'm taking a 1.5 sticks of unsalted butter. I'm using the unsalted butter. It's 3/4 cup, and you always want to try to use the unsalted butter, and the reason for that is you're starting with no salt in your dish. But if you only have salted butter at home, it's okay. Just reduce it by 1/4 teaspoon of the salt when you're putting it in the dry ingredients, because that's exactly what is in a stick of butter. I'm just going to do the sugar, and then my son Chris is telling me we have a question. I'm taking a 1/2 cup of the brown sugar, just like this. And then I'm taking a 1/2 cup of the white sugar. Just want to level that off. You do want the full amount, because if you don't take the full amount, you don't get the right texture for the cookie, or if you were making scones or bread, okay? So really important. So this is where I could take the electric mixer, or since we're going to talk a little right here, I'm just going to mix it with my hands. Go right ahead.
We have 2 questions. First one, someone said, "Hi, Chef Rob.
Hello.
Where can I get the recipe for this?"
The recipe should be online. I believe I emailed it to the library, so you could check on their website or the Facebook page, okay? But they should have it. And then also the library will probably have it as you are now visiting the library or visiting it real soon, okay?
And someone else asked, instead of the cake mix, can we use soft to silk cake flour?
Absolutely. Yes, you can. Okay. I just want to get all that dry ingredients all mixed in here. When you cream the butter and the sugars, you do not want to see any sugar left. You want to see just one color. It's like a nice light tan color, just like this. Okay, so that is perfect just like that. I'm going to get rid of this glove here. I took the egg and the butter out about an hour ago, so that way it gets to room temperature, and the reason it is you make sure that it incorporates a lot better. Okay, so 1 egg, and now I'm going to put in some vanilla extract. The vanilla extract, very expensive. I am putting in 1.5 teaspoons. And I always make sure I put that lid right on this because I never want to lose $30 like this real quick. Okay, so you can go in and mix it again just like this, or take the electric beater. Just want to make sure this is mixed really well. When a recipe does call for soft butter, make sure that it is soft and at room temperature. If it calls for melted, it really does need to be melted, and if it's cold butter they're asking for, make sure it's cold, because your recipe will not come out properly if you're using a different butter, different consistency. Never buy the store brand butter. Always buy a good name. The only store brand that is really good is Costco's. This is all combined really good like this. Yeah, the only one is Costco, but Land O'Lakes, Hotel Bar, those are all good ones. A lot of the store brand ones have an extra more water content in it, and they don't come out as good. Okay, it's good for toast, but not for baking. So I'm just going to take these dry ingredients right here, add this right into the wet ingredients, and I'm just going to get it to where it is combined. I do not want to overmix the dough. If I overmix the dough, I will get a different consistency, and with cookies, you have to be very careful. I'm going to give you a lot of different tips in a little while on how to make these cookies come out really, really good. If you like cake batter, if you like taking your finger after making a cake and you just go like that, you will love these cookies, okay? It is the same exact taste. Okay, so it's a little like crumbly, so what I'm just going to do right now, I'm just going to go in and go like this, and it becomes the cookie dough. And now to make it really, really flavorful, I am going to add in some white chocolate. I'm going to add in 1/2 cup of the white chocolate. Again, if anybody has any questions out there, let Chris know. Just going to cut this bag. I'm using the Ghirardellis. These are really good. So exactly 1/2 cup. Actually, you never ever want to put too much chocolate into a cookie. What it will do is actually make the dough sink, and it will not come out the right consistency. Okay. Now I want to use some white chocolate. I'm sorry, the dark, and this is semi-sweet right here. I'm using the little mini chips. I'm going to shake it off because, like I said, I don't want to have too many in there. Okay, if you want some, you just take your hand and eat some. Okay, and then 1/2 cup of the rainbow sprinkles. Drop that in there. Well, that is sweet, isn't it? All right. Now I am just going to mix this dough up really good. Just on low speed, just until it is combined. You can freeze this dough up to a couple months in the freezer, and then just put it on a tray. So form them into little balls, and then put them on a tray and bake them off. If you freeze them and you take them right out and you're ready to put them on your baking pan, just add 1 more minute to these, okay? So I just want to hit this off the side of the bowl here. Got some on here. Come on, you're going to come off. If you go a little faster and you go along the bowl, it will come off. Because I'm not going to miss any of these cookies, okay? Just like that. Okay. Let me get some gloves, because sometimes you need the gloves on, sometimes you can get away with it. Okay, one of the tricks with this dough is you want to take this right now and put it in the refrigerator for at least 2 hours, and you can leave it actually in the refrigerator up to 3-4 days. But when you get to the 2-hour point, what you want to do, and you can see this looks like real flavorful cookie dough. So when you are doing these, wrap this really good for 2 hours, and then at the 2-hour mark, if you're ready to bake them, roll them about 1.5 tablespoons. And what I like to do is actually roll it like this, almost make it a little high, and then they will just kind of fall right out, okay, and become the cookie that it should, okay. This is some cookie dough that I made earlier, so you can see how really solid these really are. Compared, like I'm pressing on this, but then I'm also pressing on this. You need it to be like this when it goes in the oven, okay? Really solid. So these are going to go into a 350 oven for about 10 to 12 minutes. I baked some earlier today. My neighbors are very fortunate, very lucky. I did a tea sandwich class yesterday, and I went down the road and I gave it to an older man, and just gave him all these tea sandwiches, and so he had that today probably for lunch and dinner. Okay, let me just show you the tray. When you put the cookies on the tray, what you want to do, you can get about a dozen on a tray. Just make sure that they are that high, and then they will just spread right out, okay? Spread them about that far apart. Make sure you use one of these silicone baking mats or some of the parchment paper. Parchment paper can take a heat up to 450 degrees, okay? So this is only 350, so you have no worries at all.
We have 2 questions.
Sure.
Someone asks, do you have to use the sprinkles? And someone else asks, can it be just all white chocolate?
Absolutely. Yes, it can be all just white chocolate. I do like the semi-sweet chocolate in there as a little mix, but everybody's taste is a little different. Just like somebody just asked, can I do it without sprinkles? Absolutely. If you want to switch and put M&Ms in there, it works really good as well. Okay.
And another question?
Yes.
Can you put the cookie dough in the mini muffin pan?
In the mini muffin pan, I wouldn't do it because you need something like this to almost like protect it. If you put this just on a pan like this with a little spray, that spray actually gets a little greasy, okay? And even if it's in one of those muffin cups, it may burn, okay? You really need that protection right here, okay? So I'm gonna show you exactly what these will look like after you bake these in a 350 oven. 10 to 12 minutes. You never seen cookies stand so high, right? Just make sure that it is very flat on the bottom like this, because if it's not flat on the bottom, what'll happen is it'll go over like that and you'll get a really odd shaped cookie, but it still will taste good.
We have a really good question.
Okay.
Any way to incorporate Nutella to this recipe?
Nutella, somebody in my family must be on the line there.
No.
Nutella, I've never put it in here. I don't think it would work at all. The reason, it's too soft. But you know what I would do? I would actually Google a Nutella type cookie that you can use it. And I know they're out there. Okay. So let me show you what these cookies look like once they are baked. And I figured since we're doing it cake batter cookies, I might as well use a really colorful plate, which we use for our birthday cakes here at home. If you can see, this is what the cookie will look like. You can see that it has a little thickness to it, so it's a little chewy, a little crisp, but if anybody just wants them soft, if you like them soft, what you really want to do is put them in a Ziploc bag when you're done with these, and put a little piece of bread in with it. The bread will get really hard, and then it'll stay really soft. Okay, so look at these. I hope they look really good to you. I'm gonna give everybody some baking tips, and then I got something else for everybody. I wish I could just go pass these out to you guys. I don't want them, I promise you.
I do.
Yeah, my son does. Now this is my son Chris here, who has been filming every single day with me. We actually just filmed for YouTube, and it will be at some of the libraries. We did a pasta from Tuscany, and what that is, it's a roasted tomatoes and roasted penne pasta, and it's with capers and olive oil and a breadcrumb topping. So you can look for that. It'll probably be in about 3-4 weeks before it will be at the libraries.
Someone asked, to bake, would it be better to bake in the conventional oven or regular oven?
I like the convection oven because the convection oven really just circulates the air and blows it around really good. Now with this recipe, you're going to get about 24 cookies. So I'm going to show everybody what you should do. You never really want to open the oven for baking, or as little as possible, because that 350 temperature, when you open the door, it goes to 300 real quick, even the 200s. So halfway through, in about 5-6 minutes, just take the trays and go just like this. Flip them around. This way they get evenly cooked, okay? The tops don't get too dark. The bottoms don't get too dark either, okay?
Someone said looks good to me, and someone else said they look delicious.
Thank you, thank you. Well, we'll be back in the library soon, and we'll make some fun things, okay? So let me give everybody some baking tips. These are things that I have taught myself throughout the years, and I want to share this with you. And this really applies greatly to this recipe here today too. So if you got a pen or something, you want to write this down. You can chill this cookie dough up to 4 days in the refrigerator. So let's say you're having company on Sunday and you don't want to get in the mess Sunday morning. Have everything done today, tomorrow, and then you're ready to bake them really fresh when people come over, okay? My son was just eyeing one of them cookies and that, yeah, so I'm going to have to hide them soon. Okay, and I went over about don't add the too many chocolate chips, because what it will do is it will weigh down the cookie dough, and you will not get that nice high cookie. It will go flat, okay? If you use the dough that I just made and made cookies right now, that cookie that should be this shape will actually go like that, okay? It'll be thin. When these are done baking, you actually want a little brown edge around the cookies, but the inside should actually feel a little raw. And then let them just sit for a few minutes on the pan, and then put them on a wire rack. And then when they're cool, go right ahead and eat them, okay? With the sprinkles for these cookies, all the different holidays that we have, change them. Red, white, and blue ones for the 4th of July, use those sprinkles in there. Really festive, and it'll taste really good, okay? These cookies will stay fresh at room temperature for up to 1 week. Just keep them in a very good sealed container, okay? Brown sugar, the brown sugar, when you are done with it, put a little orange piece in with it, put it in a Ziploc bag, and that moisture will keep that brown sugar really nice and soft. The difference between the light brown sugar and the dark brown sugar, a little bit more molasses, okay? I have been using the light brown sugar for this one. It won't really affect it much at all, okay, if you use the dark. Don't spray them, because if you spray the pan, it'll be a little bit greasy, okay? And don't over mix the cookie dough, because if you over mix it, it actually puts like little air pockets into it, and then it will cause them actually to collapse, okay? So once you see the dough is combined, just stop, okay? I want to show everybody some other little things that I've been doing at the libraries. I'm going to put this over here. Now, I may have done something like this in your library years ago. And I want to thank Gail for having me from the Bayport-Blue Point Library. Gail she comes to my classes that she hires me for, it's over 7 years now. And it's always such a pleasure working with you, Gail, and your whole staff. Right to the top, right to Wendy and Mike. Yeah, you guys are fabulous. Okay, this I call my Campfire Banana. You want it to be a little bit ripe. If you want to stop your bananas from getting too ripe, just take a little piece of aluminum foil, wrap it on the banana just like that. It will not get any riper. It will just stop it, okay? So I am going to take this very sharp knife and I'm cutting it about halfway through.
Someone has a question.
Sure.
They said if you don't spray the pan, how do you prevent it from sticking?
From sticking, you need the silicone baking mat or you need parchment paper. It's like a little shield that prevents it from burning. Okay.
Gail said you're the best. We always enjoy having you.
Thank you, Gail. Thank you. Okay, everybody, I'm going to take this banana. What I'm doing is I'm actually just kind of popping it open just like that. And now I am going to put in some mini marshmallows right in here. This is really sweet. Tonight's a really sweet night. But Gail usually has me making a lot of cupcakes. Okay, and now some mini chocolate chips right in here. I'm going to take some crushed up graham crackers. Just take a graham cracker, just put it in the bag and just kind of make it into like almost like little breadcrumbs. Just going to sprinkle these on here. And now, to finish it off, I am going to take a little caramel and just drizzle that on here. You don't need it all, just like that. You can tell that that will taste really good. So what I will do with this, I will wrap this just like that, put the two ends together, and now you put this on the barbecue for about 5 to 10 minutes. And as soon as it gets really soft, all that chocolate and marshmallow in there, the kids will love it. So will the adults. They'll love it too, okay? My son may even love it. I just have a feeling he may love it, okay? We always have a block party every single year. I'm not sure if this year is going to be one, but whenever I have the block party, I bring these, put them on the barbecue, and I put them in a big metal tray, bring them over to the block party. And everybody just eats them up. Very easy. You could make these earlier in the day as well, okay?
Gail said, wow, extra treat.
It's bonus day here. So, everybody, this is something I used to do in my adult classes years ago when I first started. Okay, I used to be a personal chef. I was a personal chef for the man who created the Yellow Book years ago. You know, the thing we don't use anymore, right? So, I was a personal chef for 14 years. And I used to make these and put this on a plate for dinner. Now I'm going to show you. Everybody out there, you see this, a red potato, right? If some of you out there have been following me from library to library, you know what it's going to be. I know you do. Okay, so this here is an apple core. You really can use this metal one. This one is really good. You can get it online. Most stores do have it. I'm inserting this halfway. I'm putting it in just like this, okay? Now, what I want to do is I'm taking a very sharp knife. The metal part is only about this far here. So I want to be careful. I'm taking that knife and I'm going along the bar, just like this. Okay, now this is not going to be a potato anymore, okay? It's going to be a different vegetable. So I pop it off and I got a mushroom now. Okay, so what I do with this, I brush it with a little olive oil, a little kosher salt, and a little black pepper, and I'll put this in a 375 to 400 oven for about 40 minutes and roast it, and it tastes so good. And then I put it right next to some steak or a filet mignon or a nice roast beef, anything like that. So it's really, really good. A little treat. Yes?
Someone asked, can we use Nutella instead of caramel on the banana boat?
Absolutely. And the reason I say absolutely is because you're at your house and I can't stop you. Yes, absolutely you can. You can change any of these little things that I'm doing right now around, except for really the cookie. That pretty much keep it the same. Try it that way. And then if you don't like it that way, you make your adjustments to how you like it. Some people don't like the white chocolate. They want more of the regular chocolate, okay? So you can just balance out to 1 cup then.
Someone said it would be good for a Super Mario themed steak dinner side.
Yes, it would. Good, you give me an idea for a program. So everybody, I want to tell you little things that my son and I have been doing. My son has been doing all the filming for me. We have been doing, it's really taken off doing this virtually. You know, you never know how it's going to go. We're doing it almost every single day, sometimes twice a day. And we are now actually, I'm as far as Niagara Falls, my son and I, and we are also doing Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Connecticut, Massachusetts, and Detroit, Michigan. So we have been really doing this all over the place. And it's been fun, you know, reaching out to the different states and them really, you know, coming to you and wanting to do your programs. So virtually you can do anything. Now, the other thing that my son and I have been doing, we have been actually doing classes for folks over in Italy, Greece, Turkey, Hungary, and Santorini, Greece. We've been teaching them dishes and they've been teaching us dishes. So I'm taking some of their dishes and I'm going to bring them into classes and virtually and maybe someday at the library. And they're using mine over in Italy, Greece, Hungary, Turkey as well. So it has been really, really nice that way. So we've really shared something really nice together doing this. So I want to go on. If anybody has any questions about that, please let me know, okay, about what we've been doing. Anybody out there, Chris?
Nope, don't see any.
All right. So everybody, I have a little bit of white buttercream icing. And I put a little green food dye in here, just like this. I'll just mix that up. I think it's St. Patrick's Day, right? Okay, and then this one here, I have a little bit of red food dye. And I use these disposable bowls with it because otherwise it'll be all over the sink and then my wife will shoot me. Okay. Mix that around really good. You can do this on cupcakes. You can do it on cookies, okay? I'm actually going to do a jumbo muffin so you can really see this really good. I'm reaching over here. As I'm just going to cut a little part of the muffin top off. No, I won't throw it out, okay?
That's the best part.
You know what? You can, yeah, the muffin tops. I actually did a class one time just on muffin tops. We just made the batter and this is the way they came out. So maybe we can do that again, do that virtually. Okay, so the top right here, what you can actually do, cut this into little cubes, almost make like croutons, and put this on top of a bowl of ice cream. You can see how sinful I am, right? So I'm going to take this muffin here. Again, cupcakes you can do it with cookies or a muffin. What I want to do, I'm going to cover this top right here with some of this red icing. Just like that. You got to be careful when you use food dye because it can just get everywhere. Okay, does anybody out there know what I'm making? No guesses out there?
Nope.
Good, I like to have a surprise. Okay, now I am going to take this little Ziploc bag. I'm going to put in a little bit of the green icing. I want to make sure I get it all the way down there and don't get green all over me. Okay. No guesses out there, Chris?
Nope.
Wow. Come on, kids. You
I
guys...
would think it would be Christmas.
Okay, yeah. But guess what, Chris? You're wrong. Okay, I'm squeezing this down just like this. I'm going to take a little piece of the end of the Ziploc and make a little pastry bag. And I just need a little bit right here. Now I'm just going to slowly squeeze it out.
Someone's 9-year-old says a cupcake.
A cupcake. You are so right. And I'm going to make it even into something else besides the cupcake. I think we're getting some people out there know where I'm going with this, right? Wow. Okay. And now for the seeds of the watermelon, little mini chocolate chips. Okay. Just take a few, just kind of drop them around just like that. This you can always put a lot of seeds on, right?
Someone guessed a hamburger with tomato and lettuce.
Ha! Pretty good guess. That is good. So there it is. Now, I wanted to tell everybody that never in my life have I ever had a Facebook page, but I do have one now just because everything virtually. So I do have one. So if you want to like me at my Facebook, it is Simply Creative Chef Rob Scott. And I do want to tell you some events that I'm doing next week, if you have a few moments, okay?
Some say it looks nice.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Gail, you want to drive out here and get these cookies? Come on. I have been biking every day and walking every day, but I've been giving away a lot of the food, so which has been nice. So on Monday, I am at the Mineola Memorial Library, and I'm doing a cinnamon spiced zucchini crumb cake, and it has a vanilla icing on top. And then I'm also doing a strawberry and arugula salad with almonds. And that is at the Mineola Library, and that's at 6:30 on Monday. And then on Tuesday, I have all different ones coming up, and I let them know about your library as well too. This way, you know what? A lot of people are indoors now. Some people look forward to things like this. I'm very fortunate that I'm able to do these just by the way of just having something to do and just, you know, communicating with everybody like this and trying to make it a little fun for everybody. And tonight with being the children's class, you know, I love my boys and girls out there. You guys are just, we always have 30 kids and we have about 30 on the waiting list. It's really tremendous. And you guys come because I throw a big gigantic ball at you guys, don't you? Okay, so on Tuesday, the 23rd at 6:30, I'm doing a penne alla vodka with shrimp. And then I'm making actually a swirled blueberry crumb cake ice cream. Okay, you don't need an ice cream machine, anything like that. And then North Shore Wading River on Wednesday, that is the 24th, that is 6:30 as well. And I'm doing a barbecue Chinese chicken lettuce wrap, and I'm also doing the blueberry ice cream that day. And then I have two more, and they are daytime ones, and that Thursday is Island Trees at 1 o'clock. And that is Facebook. And I'm doing an Italian chicken salad with Parmesan shavings, and it's in lettuce cups. And then in Riverhead on the 20th, I am doing a grilled scallion and chicken quesadilla, and then guacamole on the side. And that is at 3:30. And that's on Facebook and Zoom. So does anybody have any questions out there? Please.
Gail said, yup, she's gonna come get the cookies.
Please, please, please. Call me in a few minutes. I'll give you my address.
And someone said, my 5-year-old Thomas really enjoyed watching your baking demonstration. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And during the summertime, have Thomas look at all the libraries all over Long Island, especially Bayport-Blue Point, because every single day I see you. It's almost like you never closed, that you've had things up all the time. And it's really, really good. It really gives people something to look forward to, too.
Someone asked, where is the Tuesday class?
The Tuesday class, Half Hollow Hills. And that is like the Dix Hills and Melville area. But it, you know, of course, Facebook Live, and that's 6:30, okay? So anybody, any other things? If not, thank you always for coming and looking at my programs and actually coming to them live. And Chris, anybody?
Gail said she's kidding, of course.
Oh, Gail, come on. I'll meet you halfway. Everybody, enjoy your summer, and I hope to see you all really soon. Stay very healthy, and for you fathers that are watching, have a happy Father's Day.
Someone said, I'm a kid at heart and watched Rob. And also, someone asked, where can I find the classes?
Go to my Facebook page, okay? Simply Creative Chef Rob Scott, okay?
Someone asked, are you doing only kids healthy cooking?
I do both. I do healthy and I do sinful, okay?
Someone said thank you. Gail said thank you so much for a wonderful class.
Thank you.
And someone else said thank you. I am learning so much.
Thanks so much. Thank you. Makes me feel good. It really does. Thank you and have a great night, everybody. Bye-bye.